One second. One second. Are you able to see the PowerPoint slide? No.
Yes, ma'am.
PowerPoint slide is visible?
It
What?
was.
Ma'am, now it's gone.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, this device, especially crude oil as well as natural gas. Now, these crude oil and natural gas are being transported to from one place to another place. How are they transported, boys? Do you know about the transportation of crude oil and natural gas? All petro products, all highly inflammable petro
By
products,
pumps.
by
Or like
pipelines,
pipes.
underground
Yeah.
pipelines, from even from one continent to another continent. It is always to underground pipeline. Now, what is happening is that these underground pipelines will carry this inflammable material, right? How will you find if there is a leakage? It's difficult for you to find if at all there is a leakage. Leakage in that sense, if there is any scratch on the surface of these pipeline, there might be, it might cause the leakage. Now, they generally use what we call it as a venturi meter, because venturi meter measures the rate of flow of a liquid to a pipe. If there is any variation in the rate of flow of the fluid through the pipeline, then you can understand that that particular region has some fault, and it is used to check those fault lines in the underground pipelines which do carry your all these petro products. So in the field of industry, venturi meter is important. This is one important application. The other important application, you would have heard about high blood pressure. What is the cause of high BP? What is the cause of high blood pressure? Can someone tell me what causes high BP? 10th grade.
Ma'am,
No,
is
you
it a lot
forgot.
of salt?
Okay, salt might be okay. Fine. Salt is one.
Ma'am,
Salt is one. Okay.
it tends up because of the high quantity of salt, osmosis and all.
Osmosis fine. Salt is fine. There is one more important thing. Now, what carries the blood from
The blood vessels.
blood vessels? Okay, right. Sometimes we call them as capillaries.
Ma'am, the blood vessels get blocked, which results in
Yeah,
high
yes,
pressure.
correct. Whenever the blood vessels get clogged, right, because of the calcium deposit, or it might be because of the fat deposit. Now, what happens is that there will be constriction. Your blood vessels will not have a uniform cross-sectional area because of these deposits. Now, there will be some constriction. Constriction means the cross-section will become lesser compared to the other part. So the blood flows, right? When the area is narrower, then it has to flow with a greater speed. In that case, lot amount of pressure to be applied. That is how the blood pressure rises because of these clogged blood capillaries. Here, boss, and to check whether there is any blockades in the blood vessels, they sometimes use the venturi meter. Later on, we'll see the medical application of venturi meter. Generally, it is a device which is used to measure the rate of flow of a liquid. Rate of flow of a liquid or a fluid means what is the amount of liquid, what is the volume of the liquid flowing through any cross-sectional area. Boys, the pipeline need not be horizontal, right? The pipeline need not be horizontal. The pipeline can be having very cross-sectional area. Now the amount, the volume of the liquid which is flowing per unit time across any cross-section, right? We call it as the rate of flow of a fluid. Is that clear, boys? Whenever you are talking about rate of flow of fluid is the volume of the liquid flowing across any cross-sectional area per unit time. So venturimeter is a device which is used to measure the rate of flow of a fluid through a pipeline. Suppose, can you see the pipeline over here, boys? You have a pipeline. Suppose in case if I want to find the amount of the volume of the liquid flowing per unit time across this cross-sectional area, or might be another cross-sectional area. So if I need to find, I have to use a venturimeter device. Just start to write. Venturimeter is a device. Venturimeter is a device used for measuring the rate of flow, used for measuring the rate of flow of a fluid through a pipe. Venturimeter is a device used for measuring the rate of flow of a fluid through a pipe. Now next, your aim is to find what is the volume of the liquid flowing per unit time through any pipeline using your venturimeter. So boys, very important application. This might come as a 3-mark question. Right. Now look at this, the setup of your venturimeter. Boys, you have a pipeline which is not uniform. Can you see the pipeline which is not uniform? The pipeline is constricted, right? It consists of a horizontal tube having a wider opening of cross-section A1 and a narrow neck having a cross-section A2. Can you see the pipeline, boys? In region 1, the pipeline is not, right? It is not having a uniform area of cross-section. It is having a wider area of cross-section in region 1 and a narrow area of cross-section. There is a constricted neck. So in region 2, the area of the pipeline is A2. Is that clear, boys? So you have two regions, region 1 and region 2. The liquid is flowing through this pipeline. So the area of cross-section of region 1 is A1. The velocity of the liquid which is flowing to the cross-section or region 1 is V1. And it will be at a pressure P1. Are you clear? You have a pipeline. The pipeline is not horizontal. It has two regions. Boys, the pipeline is not horizontal. The pipeline is having, two regions. Right. One is the wider region. We specify it as region 1. The other one is a narrow region. We specify it as region 2. Is that clear? Is that clear, boys? So the liquid is flowing through this pipeline of varying cross-sectional area. So in region 1, the area of cross-section is A1. The velocity is V1. The pressure is P1. Is that clear, boys? So according to Bernoulli's theorem, please, two important things you should understand, boys. According to equation of continuity, the velocity of a liquid is inversely proportional to the area of cross-section. The velocity of a liquid flowing through a pipeline is inversely proportional to the area of cross-section. If the area of the pipeline is less, area is less, then the velocity will be greater. This is according to equation of continuity. According to Bernoulli's theorem, the velocity of a liquid, the velocity of the liquid flowing in a region is inversely proportional to the pressure. So if the velocity is high in that region, the pressure will be less. Is that clear, boys? These are the two important things you should know. According to equation of continuity, velocity of the liquid flowing through a pipeline is inversely proportional to its area of cross-section. According to Bernoulli's theorem, the velocity of the liquid flowing through a pipeline, right, is inversely proportional to the pressure, right? So region 2 has a cross-sectional area A2, pressure P2, and velocity V2. So the density of the liquid which is flowing through the pipeline, let the density of the liquid, they have taken it as ρ2, let the density of the liquid be equal to rho. Is this much clear, boys? Is this much clear? Okay. Now, region 1, compare the pressure P1 and P2. Which region will have a greater pressure? Which region will have a, Kavin is in this class, right? Kavin, which region will have a greater pressure?
Kavin
is
is
P1
absent.
greater than absent? Okay.
Yeah.
Harish, whether P1 is greater or P2 is greater?
P2.
Okay, V is inversely proportional to, boys, please understand, velocity is inversely, okay, velocity is inversely proportional to pressure. Okay, velocity is inversely proportional to area. In region 1, A1 is greater than A2, correct? So V1 is less than
V2.
V2. Okay. V is inversely proportional to pressure, which means P1 is greater than P2. Are
Yes,
you
ma'am.
able to understand? Last period it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able
I
to
understand.
understand?
Sorry, I made a mistake.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. Right. So here P1, here the pressure is P1 is greater than P2. Clear, boys? Now,
Yes,
how
ma'am.
will I find? Okay, listen, boys. Now, how can I find the difference in pressure? You are finding the difference in pressure by using a manometer tube. Can you see the tube? U tube. Now, what is a manometer tube? A manometer tube, it is used to find the pressure of the enclosed gas or any liquid. So, like generally, a manometer tube is a U tube. Now, it will be both the limbs will be graduated. Both the limbs are graduated. It is filled with any liquid. Usually, the liquid which we use is mercury. Suppose if I take a manometer, open-ended manometer. No, wait, boss. Open-ended manometer. If I am filling it with a liquid, right? Both the ends are exposed to atmosphere. So the pressure acting on both the surface of the liquid are the same, right? So in that case, the mercury level will be the same in both the limbs. The mercury level will be same in both the limbs. You take any U tube, you fill it with water, even not necessarily your mercury. You take a U tube, the limbs, the U tube should have a uniform cross-sectional area. You fill it with a liquid, open-ended tube. Then what happens? Your liquid will adjust itself so that the level of the liquid in both the limbs will be the same. Is that clear, boys? Now, what you are doing is that one of the left limb, you are connecting it to region 1. The other limb, you are connecting it to region 2. This manometer, right, you are connecting the first limb of your manometer to region 1, the second limb to region 2. Then what happens? Is the liquid level the same? Is the liquid level the same? Is the liquid level the same? No. Okay. Now, why is that the liquid level in the left limb? Here the level has, here the pressure is more. So the pressure is more, so the liquid has been compressed. So that naturally the pressure, the liquid will rise in the second tube. Because in region 1, the pressure is more. The pressure exerted by the flowing liquid is more. This pressure will exert a force on the mercury. Suppose I'll take it as mercury. So this will be compressed down naturally. The level of the liquid, manometer liquid in the second limb will increase. Is that clear, boys, for all of you? Right? Now, what is the difference in height? This will be the difference in height. This is the height to which your liquid has risen. This is the difference in height. And this difference in height measures the pressure difference.
Yes, ma'am.
If P1 is very much greater than P2, if P1 is very much greater than P2, then this liquid level would have gone still further down. So the liquid in the second limb would have risen still far up. So the difference in height depends on the difference in pressure. Is that clear? That is the concept. So P1 minus P2, the difference in pressure depends upon the height of the rise in the liquid column, height of the liquid column plus the density of the manometer liquid. The manometer liquid is different. The liquid which is flowing through the pipeline is different. Is that clear, boys? Are you clear? So now first your aim is to find what is V2. Can you draw the diagram? Boys, can you draw the diagram?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Writing
Ma'am,
part.
so,
Do it.
ma'am, so
Writing
is
part you
the,
want? Yes.
ma'am, is the manometer also part of the Venturi meter?
Yeah, sure. Otherwise, you will not be able to measure the pressure, boys. Right? You cannot
Okay.
measure the pressure. See, all these are underground pipelines. How will you measure the pressure of the liquid which is being carried over the underground pipelines? The writing part you don't write. I'll put this PPT. It takes a long time because I need to complete. So only the diagram you draw. Then we'll go for finding the velocity V2. I think this one period will go for that. For simplicity, what we'll do is that, boys, here I'll put the pressure as P1, here I'll put the pressure as P2. This you mark it as H. Boys, this one you mark it as H. Here the region, it is P2, pressure is P2. Let me go for, I'll just put this as rho M and I'll put this just as rho. Rho is the density of the liquid, rho M is the density of the manometer liquid. You can write whatever is being written, you can write it in your own words. Once you know the diagram, once you label the diagram, the writing part you can do by yourself, right? Have you completed the diagram, boys? If the curved path is difficult for you, boys, if the curved path is difficult, you can go for like this. Boys, if you feel the curved path is difficult, you can have your pipeline like this. Is that clear, boys? If you feel that curved path is difficult for you, you can have two rectangular sections. Fine. I'll go for the theory part. If possible, one can put the diagram in the chat box. Okay. Now, according to equation of continuity, please. According to equation of continuity, what is your equation of continuity? Right, boys? According to equation of continuity.
Ma'am, you're not presenting anything.
Sorry. Is that fine? Is it visible, boys? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right. According to equation of continuity, boys, I'm just writing everything in short form. What is equation of continuity? I have A1 V1 is equal to A2. Now what is V2? Or I can write A1 by, no, just we'll go for A1 by A2 is equal to V2 by V1.
Yes, ma'am.
Mark this as equation 1. I'm roughly drawing the diagram over here. You need not draw the diagram. So I have taken two regions, boys. Let me take 2 points. say, let me take 2 points X and Y. This is region 1, this was region 2. Look at this. In region 1, I have taken point X. In region 2, I have taken point Y. Now these two regions are at the same height from the ground. Is that clear, boys? You're holding your venturimeter apparatus, right? Say you're holding it on the table. Then the point X and Y in region 1 and 2 are at the same height. They will be at the same height, H1 and H2, because it's a horizontal pipeline. This is a horizontal pipeline, so H1 must be equal to H2. That assumption you have to take into consideration. Now, according to Bernoulli's theorem, what is your Bernoulli's theorem, boys? You have to apply Bernoulli's theorem. According to Bernoulli's theorem, region 1 and 2. So what is Bernoulli's theorem in region 1 and 2? P1 plus, what is that, half rho V1 squared plus rho G H1 must be equal to V2 plus half rho V2 squared plus rho G H2. Is that fine, boys? Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what is the condition, boys? What is the condition? H1 is approximately equal to H2. If that is the case, will not these two terms cancel? Correct? Okay, then what is P1 minus P2?
Should we mark H1 and H2 in the diagram?
No, no need. You can just write since H1 is equal to H2.
Okay, ma'am.
So what is P1 minus P2? Was I'll just encircle the two terms which you need to combine. So half rho into V2 squared minus V1 squared. Is that you are getting, boys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. In this equation, I can right hand side. Have you completed? Because I need to. Okay, let me keep it as it is. I'll go for the next slide. Have you completed this, boys?
Yes, ma'am.
11B. So I'll go for the next one, right? Last period physics is difficult. Just can someone tell me what was the last expression? Tell me, boys. P1, Suvin is in this class, right? Suvin.
No, ma'am.
Sorry.
Equal to half
Okay.
rho.
Half
Rho
okay.
V2 square minus V1 square.
V1 square. Now what we'll do is, let us multiply and divide by V1 squared. I'm just multiplying and dividing by V1 squared. Is that clear, boys? Right? Now, what will happen is this half rho, I'll take V1 squared over here. Correct? Okay, now this V1 squared is left in the denominator. Boys, the numerator V1 squared, I'm taking outside the bracket. The denominator, let me divide. So V2 squared by V1 squared minus V1 squared by V1 squared. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Just check, boys, check. Right? So P1 minus P2. So now what happens to these two quantities? Are you clear? Because when I am multiplying and dividing by the same quantity, I'm not disturbing the expression. Right?
Yes,
so now I have P1 minus P2 becomes equal to half rho V1 squared into V2 squared by V1 squared minus 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is, okay, this is equation, from equation 1, what was equation 1? From equation 1, okay, it was V2 by V1 V2 by V1 is equal to what? A1 by, correct?
Yes, ma'am. A1 by A2.
Now you substitute that over here, boss. Can you substitute? So what will you have? P1 minus P2 will be equal to half rho V1 squared into A1 by A2 the whole square I can write minus 1.
Ma'am.
Is this correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Let us put this as equation. Let me put this up. So a bit of derivation is left. So let us complete it tomorrow. I think so. I'll be taking mathematics period course because once I have, if I can complete dynamic lift, Magnus effect is what is left. Then numericals, and one more thing I have to just start is that surface tension, because since we have classes, different teachers taking up different classes, and in between things are being broken. Now what we can do is Thursday ma'am wants to teach you capillary rise and excess of pressure inside a liquid drop. For that, surface tension need to be taught to you. Have you learned about surface tension lower grades? No. Have you learned about surface tension? No. 11B.
Ma'am, I think we did. I'm not not
Okay,
really
fine.
in deep.
Yeah. So before
Just a
Thursday's
brief,
class.
not like
No,
not.
yeah. I'll do that, boss, because I need one period, especially for surface tension, so that ma'am can continue with the derivation part. So this chapter might go slightly this way or other way.